guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel. So today I am actually using that background that I made last night on Sunday Night Mixed Media Backgrounds. So I will say that the background turned out great. I love the effect that happened. What I didn't love was what happened to the lace. So I left the lace in the box to dry, and the lace actually picked up color that was dried on the cardboard box. So my lace has bits of bluish colors in it, greenish colors in it. It's not exactly what I was hoping for. So ultimately, I decided to use two pieces of the lace. One would be to be a background in the center of the mandala stencil. And then I just backed that with some white cardstock. And then the other is going to be kind of a shelf, kind of a base layer where my photo is going to go over top of it. It worked out okay. I actually ended up choosing this photo because of the bluish color that was left behind in the lace. But the only thing that this proves to me, you guys, is that I definitely need to figure out a different splat box situation. Like I said, the box that I had back in California was great. It didn't warp up. It was one flat thing on the bottom. I'm thinking that I might need actually something plastic that I could wash out and reuse and not just cardboard. So I got to look into that and figure out what that is going to look like. I'm not exactly sure yet, but I'm going to do a little bit of research, maybe hit a couple stores, check out, see what I've got going on there. But anyway, like I said, I ended up choosing this picture because it had the blue and the yellow in it, and that's really weird for me. I normally don't match my photos to my supplies. It's just not something I think about. I'm not concerned if my photos match my supplies whatsoever. I could care less if my supplies don't have any of the colors that are in the photos. But this time I figured this would work, so that's what I did. I did pull out some washi tapes. Now I am in the mode of if I pull something out, I have to use at least one thing of it. Just to try to use up stash, because while making with the manufacturers is definitely helping with my amount of paper stash, I do have a good amount of embellishments, and things got to be done with that. So I am using some washi tapes, and I backed these washi tapes on some plain old white cardstock. And what that does is gives it a little bit more rigidity, and also you can't really see through it anymore. So if I would have put these tapes down over top of the lace, you would have seen, wow, English, can I speak it? Apparently not very well. You would have seen the lumps and the bumps through the washi tape. And one is a washi tape and one isn't even a washi tape. It is literally like a plastic tape. So I wanted to make sure that was there. Now I do have these Halloween themed embellishments from Close to My Heart. They are older than dirt. And I thought I was going to use these banners up in the right hand corner here. And that's what I was kind of basing my color scheme off of. Like I was introducing the teal and the black and the orange and the green because of that banner piece. Ultimately, I decided not to use that banner piece up in the upper right hand corner. So I got a color scheme from it, but I didn't use it. However, I did use other things from that same sheet. So I'm following my own rule, right? And even if I didn't follow my own rule, who cares? I got some inspiration from it, and that is all that matters. Now, I will say that tag right there that's kind of chilling out over top of my washi shelf has a G on it, and I thought it said good times, but it says goodies. And I was like, good times would work for photos of a Les Mis playbill, but not really work for, like goodies doesn't work. Now I had pulled out that orange felt doily, And then I put it back and I was like, you know what? You need to use some sort of doilies. You pulled out doilies. Ultimately, I ended up using that doily. Now I am using a hot glue gun, and the reason why I'm using the hot glue gun is because I'm using unfun foam, which is foam that has no sticky on either side of it. And I'm also putting paper and felt over top of lace. So I wanted to make sure that it stuck. Now I'm certain that my regular liquid adhesive would have done that, but I needed something that was gonna stick a little bit more forcefully and a little bit faster. So that's what I went with there. Now I also pulled out a couple of library cards. I wasn't exactly sure which direction I was gonna go with. If I wanted to use this one that had the gold foil lines or the plain black and white one. I ended up choosing the gold foil lines because I liked the look of it a little bit more. I felt like it made the layout a little bit fancier. Now, I will say I am including a lot of circles on this layout. So I've got a lot of circles on the bottom left corner of the photo because I feel like that mandala, even though it is scalloped, it's a big old giant circle up in there. And then even though I covered up part of the lace where I cut out the circle on the inside, that is still a big old circle up in there too, and you can see that. Now I did toy with the idea of making that lace center a shaker pocket, but ultimately I decided against that. I just decided it wasn't the right look for me. So this white kind of die cut has a tag hole in it, and it is a huge tag hole. So I'm going to go ahead and use that paper button with some string, and I'm going to cover that up. Now, to make that look less like a tag hole, I'm going to put a paper button with some string down here on that bottom circle, which is the other half of that white circle up there. And this is just me messing around, trying to figure out where I want it to go, if I was going to get the 3 buttons over here on the left-hand side. And then I realized when I took that banner off of the top, because ultimately I decided it just wasn't the piece that I wanted up there. I wanted that kind of naked and just with the mixed media, that green button was really out of place. So I have lots of the teal color elsewhere, but that kind of grassy green color was nowhere else on the layout, and it just felt like, it felt wrong. It didn't feel like there was an actual space for it. Now there are plenty of times where I don't mind using kind of like a shocking color, meaning that it's nowhere else on the layout and it's getting placed on the layout in just one place. But I felt like that green button it wasn't the right thing. It looked out of place. It didn't look like this was a, hey, look at me moment. So I did decide to find a word that would go over top of the tag and the white die cut. If you missed it, I did take that tag and sprayed the back of it since it was a plain white tag on the back and I couldn't use goodies for this layout. Now I'm going to put on a title, and I go to my letter sticker stash, and I'm going to title it Les Mis, and the Ms is going to go across the washi tape shelf, and the lay is going to go vertically next to Ms. So I am using these really old October afternoon letter stickers. I don't have any more E's, but I have plenty of F's. So I just take my really thin Muji pen and go ahead and put the line on it to make the F into an E. And you can see it right there in that photo. So that is going to do it for this layout, you guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video.